Turns out probably going to prison is probably the most important thing I ever did in my life because it taught me how much humans can really do physically and mentally if they get serious. And I got serious. The only option other than surviving is to die, and wasn't prepared to do that. So for about the first 5 months in captivity, I was very, very crushed. I couldn't believe I was going to have to do this for an extended period of time. And one day I was sitting in my little cell. I was in solitary confinement. I was being beaten pretty routinely, and sitting there thinking about how in the world could anybody be in a worse shape than I'm in. And I thought, if I can find something in my mind that somebody has a worse deal than I do, then maybe there's some hope. And what I came up with is orphans. Millions of orphans around the world. And if I had died I was 28 years old. If I had died at that time in that little cell, then I still had a better deal than orphans do because I knew my parents. I grew up with my parents. I had all the love and help that I needed from my parents. Orphans don't have that. And I convinced myself in about a half an hour or less, I convinced myself 99% of the people in the world had it worse than I did that day because I was an American. I was locked up temporarily, hopefully. Someday I would come out and I'd come back and live a normal life. And as it turned out, that's what happened. But it inspired me to try harder, recognizing there was no help on the way. I was going to be there for an indefinite period of time. And it was up to me to decide how I was going to handle that. If I felt sorry for myself, I was probably going to die in prison. So I promised myself I would never do that. And I also promised myself that day, no matter what happened in that prison, no matter how bad things got, I would never allow myself to have another bad day the rest of my life. That's 50, coming up on 57 years ago. I don't do bad days. I refuse to go there. You can't talk me into it. You can't convince me that I have to go there. And I will not go there. Everybody that's listening right now, every one of you have exactly the same option every day. You have to make decisions about your life, how you're going to lead your life, and whether or not you're going to have bad days. And if you decide to not have any bad days, come and join me. I don't do bad days.